Come on, Paddy. Thank you very much, everyone. What's the story? We're keeping well. Give it up for Paddy one more time. Jesus Christ. What a great MC. So guys, I'm from a place called Crumlin. Americans, do you know what Crumlin is? No. That's my whole set. Fuck! Okay. So Crumlin is known for two things, right? It's known for a shopping centre and Conor McGregor. We knocked the shopping centre down last month, so our stock is low right now, you know? Like, it's low. There's a big drug problem in Crumlin. It's mostly me, I will say. You know, like, drugs are bad for you. They're bad for your brain, they're bad for your nose. With a nose as big as mine, you've got some room to play, I will say. But I wouldn't recommend them to a friend. I'd sell them. Sir, talk to me later, we have fun here, you know? It's good, it's good. No, but I had friends say they were real drug dealers, they were bad, they went to prison and all that. Meanwhile, I taught acting in speech and drama in fucking Crumlin. And that's when I realised language barriers extend beyond race or country. They extend to class, because when I taught acting in speech and drama, the parents called me a scumbag, and in Crumlin they called me gay. And that was a weird thing, because like, my dad was a working class lad, he was from the flats. He wanted me to do acting, he wanted me to do this, he wanted me to be doing all that, but he didn't want me to teach it. He wanted me to have a real job. So when I started teaching, he was like, Dan, what are you working at? And I panicked. I was like, I'm selling me arse, lad. And he was so proud. He was there like, lad, I'm getting out there grafting day and night. I love that. That's what you need. Spread the legs and get the money in. As long as you're not rhyming about it, so you know what I mean? But then he asked me why I was so poor all the time. Why am I so skint? Do you know how embarrassing it is to tell your dad you're a shit ride instead of telling the truth? That's not good for me. I'm all whole and no heart, Eddie. You know? My head's not in the game. It could be for the right price, but you know, we leave that for the only Dans. You know, it's weird. Because my friends, you know, they all wore the drug dealer uniform. That's why they went to prison. You don't wear the drug dealer uniform. Every one of them did it, because you say, like, you have a cover story, you drive a family van, you say you're a speech and drama teacher. Or a sports trader. I know you're going with it. But every one of them, they had an Audi A5, turkey teeth, and a baby with a name that shouldn't be allowed by the government. Like the mother's sitting in a children's hospital going, this is our daughter, Bacardi Revolut. Came out 5 pounds and 8 ounces. That's what a dad's in prison for, 5 pounds and 8 ounces. He's doing 8 years. He didn't do it though, he didn't do it. But when I teach these posh kids in the acting, the parents look down on me. They look down on me. Like, I teach these triplets, I'll change their names for like GDPR reasons, you know. I'm not going to do as well in prison as my drug dealer friends. You know, you're in a lineup, what are you in for? My mate Anto's like, stop the cunt. My mate Jeffo's like, selling coke. And then I'm there, I do poems sometimes, but I talk about it on a stage. It's not going to be good for me, you know? But these triplets run down the stairs, and the mother turns to me and she goes, it's so great. It's just so amazing what you're doing with Horatio and Imogen and chlamydia. It's wonderful, especially considering your situation. I was in my situation, what are you talking about? She goes, well, I heard you were from Crumlin. She whispered it. Like I had a week to live, like it was an illness. Like me being an acting teacher was her equivalent to strapping a poem to a Labrador and just rushing it through the class hoping the kids could read. And I have vengeance in my heart, I'm a vindictive person, but like what am I going to do, hit the kids? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. That'd be cruel, there's cameras in places now, I can't. But this is the problem, because they send their kids to private school and they think that'll make the kids smart. And no. Like the dad is there and he's like our little Horatio. He's going to be the next Taoiseach. He's going to keep this country afloat. And there stands Horatio, fucking barely keeping his head afloat in the situation, you know. Like Horatio has a housing crisis in his own box of Lego right now. And that happens when you eat half the bricks, in fairness. But the blue ones are tasty, what are you going to do? Like I've been teaching Horatio for years. And I brought him up on stage. I was like, what poem are you going to do, Horatio? And he said, Slugs. And I was like, you've been doing that one for like 4 years now, Horatio. Would you do another one? He goes, Slugs. Okay, go on ahead. And he stands there. Slugs crawl through grass. Watching all the Beatles as they start. He's 19, by the way. but they pay by the term, those rich folk, you know? But language barriers, they cross all things. Like I used to work security. I know what you're thinking, how? I was in for a job interview one day and basically they were like, what would you do if you caught someone doing drugs? And I went, I'd stop looking in the mirror. And then I went for another job interview and I started working security. But I went in one day and there was this guy called Pavel. Now Pavel was 6'6", Romanian guy and as fucking wide, Like back in the day I was 19, 10 years ago, people were like, Romanians are coming in taking our jobs. I feel like Pavel went, what the fuck are you gonna do about it, But I went in one day, I was like, hey Pavel, I think I'm working with you. And he said, you sit there. That's all he said for a 13-hour shift. And all I said for a 13-hour shift was, okay. Weeks went by, he didn't say a word, but one day I made him laugh. And I was so happy with that. The problem was he went, ha 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 ha, big pussy. What the fuck is that? But I'm 19, so I go, yeah. And then that's my fucking name for the next few months. I'm Big Pussy. Big Pussy on campus. I walk in every day. Hey, Big Pussy. And I go, Pavel. But one day Brendan came in. Brendan worked a night shift. He forgot his keys. We didn't like Brendan. He left crumbs on the desk. He smelled. He was a registered sex offender. Oh. I know crumbs get everywhere. The worst, like sex offenders. But he came in, he picked his keys up, and Pavel turns around and goes, I don't like Brendan. Brendan, no pussy. You? Big pussy. And now I'm scared. I'm wondering what's going on. So I say, hey, Pavel, what's the deal with this big pussy thing? And he says, it turns out Pavel learned his English watching The Sopranos. You've seen the show. Tony Soprano's best friend is Big Pussy Pompensero. So I made Pavel laugh and he decided I was his work friend. That was deadly. I was 19. I'd never had a friend before. This is exciting. So I have to explain to this behemoth of a man, in Ireland, pussy is something you want. It's not something you want to be called, And I see the light drain from his eyes, the colour drain from his face as he says, I've been calling the boss pussy for 2 fucking years. Guys, I've been Dan O'Farrell. Thank you very much.